Hey, I'm Sarah Loretta, a Paperform product expert. Recently, I shared a brief overview of all of the available automation platforms, but today we're going to dive even deeper into Stepper and Make for a head-to-head comparison. These two automation platforms, they look similar on the surface, but are built completely different for different users. So in this video, we're going to cover the key differences across each tool's interface, their integrations, their AI capabilities, and most importantly, when to use each one. In case you haven't worked in either platform, let's start with a quick breakdown of each. Stepper is an automation tool designed for non-technical users who need reliable workflows without a steep learning curve. The philosophy here is simplicity and speed. Stepper is an AI-first workflow builder that can ideate and execute fully developed automated workflows in minutes, not in hours. Then, users have the ability to save and reuse various components across their workflows to ease building future automations. Stepper is one of the tools available in Paperform's Swiss Army knife of tools and directly integrates with Paperform, PaperSign, and of course additionally alongside dozens of external apps. So if you're a solopreneur, a small team, a service provider, a consultant, and you value a strong platform without becoming an automation expert, Stepper is a great option. That being said, as your in-house designated automation expert, Make takes a completely different approach. It's a full-featured automation platform for users who need maximum control on complex workflows and conditional logic, as well as data transformations, parallel processing, or advanced error handling. The philosophy for Make is power and customization. However, Make assumes you're willing to invest time learning in the platform in exchange for being able to build virtually any automation you can imagine. While users are not limited in any way, they are required to be tech-savvy, developers, or businesses who rely on complex multi-step processes and must build from scratch every single time they need an automation. Like I mentioned in my previous video, 9 times out of 10, you don't need a lot of the features the OG platforms have, and you're left feeling overwhelmed trying to automate your work. In reality, it isn't worth it. But when we talk about the actual experience of each platform, like Paperform's tools, Stepper's interface is intentionally minimal. So when you create a new automation using Stepper AI, you're working in this guided conversation, which feels almost like filling out a form, and that then builds the automation step by step. Even when building manually in Stepper, this linear flow is clean and easy to follow. You start by selecting your trigger from a list of apps. Then, of course, you define each action or a step, whether it's sending data or completing various requests to complete your workflow. The entire interface is designed to prevent you from getting overwhelmed. You're making one decision at a time, and the platform teaches you as you go in order to automate successfully without having to watch hours and hours of tutorials or read help docs. All you need to know about Stepper. Stepper workflows are your automations, Stepper components are the steps within your workflow, and Stepper component libraries are saved components to reuse in the future. And you're all set. But when in doubt, ask Stepper AI. Even as an experienced builder myself, I feel like Make's interface is a different beast entirely because it's not linear, it's actually a map. Each module within a scenario, that's what Make calls their automations, represents an action like sending an email, then it's configured individually to map data from previous steps, set up filters, conditions, define what happens when things fail. And unlike Stepper, where you can describe your workflow conversationally, everything is built in a guided workflow, Make's visual builder requires you to map how your data flows from start to finish, almost like a spider web. Between routers to split automations, iterators to process arrays of data, aggregators to collect scenarios back together, and error handles to define what happens when something breaks, you have to have granular control over every aspect of your workflow. However, because of this, you have to have technical comfort and patience. Because let's face it, you're gonna be spending days, maybe weeks getting comfortable inside of Make, so patience is important. And it's definitely a learning investment for sure. So let's talk automations. What apps can you actually connect between Stepper and Make? Stepper currently integrates with more than 75 of the most crucial apps for business like Airtable, Claude, Notion, Google Workspace, HubSpot, and Stripe. Each integration has pre-built steps to choose from when building your workflows. You're not just getting raw API access. These pre-built app connections already know what fields you need to map and guides you through it. It's great if your tech stack includes popular tools. However, with Stepper being newly launched, there may still be tool integrations that they haven't released yet. But of course, at any time, you can see the full list of available integrations on Stepper's site. And they have this incredible Discord community that you can also submit your feature requests in. So if your business uses standard tools, Stepper's approach is faster. If you have a complex tech stack or need custom integrations, Make is your only option. Because Make is focused on webhooks and HTTP models, if an app has an API, chances it's available in Make as an integration. With their 3,000 plus integrations, Make is also great for connecting apps that don't normally talk to each other, such as if you need to pull data from one platform, transform it, and then push it into another platform in a completely different format. You can also manipulate JSON, parse XML, do calculations, and format dates with the automation. The trade-off here, though, of course, is that you have to configure it all yourself, so you do need extensive API knowledge to utilize these features. The good news, though, is that both platforms are evolving fast with AI. Stepper's AI features are designed for non-technical users who just want AI to help them work. They've added AI models for common use cases such as IDing a workflow from start to finish, generating personalized email responses based on context, and so on. Again, the key is simplicity. You're not choosing between AI models or crafting custom prompts. Stepper has a pre-configured AI for specific tasks, and all you have to do is select what you want to accomplish, provide your context, and then the AI handles it. So again, this is perfect if you want AI-powered automations without becoming a prompt engineer. So what can you do with AI in Make? You can do things like build custom chatbots with memory and context, generate content with a specific tone, style, format requirements, and there's so many other use cases. For example, you could build an automation that maybe receives customer feedback via an email, uses Claude to analyze sentiment and extract key themes, and update your CRM with the analysis. That level of customization requires technical time and investment, but it is possible in Make. The bottom line here is that if you want AI for common tasks, use Stepper. If you want to build a sophisticated AI workflow with full control, use Make. So now I know you're wondering, how much does this all cost? So let's talk pricing and compare subscription models. With Stepper, they have built a very straightforward pricing model based on the number of automations and executions you need. They are one of the only automation platforms that offers a truly free plan for unlimited workflows. And for unlimited workflows and steps, it's only $19 a month, which gives you the full ability to scale up without hitting limits. It also helps you save money on your budget if you are not overextending or overusing automations. Like most small businesses who are maybe only running 5 to 10 automations, Stepper is your most cost-effective here, not just from a tech spend, but from team overhead. You're getting working automations fast without needing to hire someone to build and manage them. Make's pricing, however, is based on credit usage, and for every action within your automation, it does count as a credit. And while they do have a free plan, it's limited to 1,000 credits a month. Then each plan increases from $9 to $29, and of course, all the way up to enterprise based on your needs. But here's why this gets tricky. A single automation execution can be dozens of credits. If your workflow, let's say, has 20 steps and runs 100 times, that is 2,000 credits alone just in that one workflow. That being said, you can burn through your allocation pretty fast the more complex things get. So while Make can be cost effective, but for simple automations that Stepper could handle, you might end up paying more in Make just due to operational overhead and the time required to build and maintain. So when should you actually use Stepper? I feel like it's been kind of clear throughout this video, but Stepper truly is perfect for service providers who need lead capture, help with onboarding, maybe a follow-up sequence, coaches and consultants who want to automate communication, and small teams, maybe let's say under 10 people, who have very straightforward processes. So further example scenarios here with Stepper, think of when somebody books a discovery call, you want to add them to your CRM, send them a welcome email, and notify your team in Slack. I truly believe that if you can map your process in a simple flowchart, let's say with a single trigger and a single action, Stepper, we know, is going to handle it beautifully. So when should you use Make? Make is perfect for agencies with multiple workflows, multiple clients, multiple people, tech-savvy teams that are comfortable with technical tools, and anyone truly needing advanced customized logic. So an example scenario here, let's say you have a multi-step lead scoring that pulls data from 5 different sources, analyzes it with AI, routes it to different teams based on that criteria, and triggers different sequences. If your flowchart looks like a subway map with dozens of decision points, you probably need Make. But like I will always scream from the rooftops, before you pick a platform, you need to start with intimately understanding your process. You need to write it down, visualize it, and really understand how complex the logic is. Because for 80% of small businesses, Stepper can handle everything that you need. The simplicity is a feature, it's not a limitation. And you're building reliable automations in minutes and then moving on with your day. Make, however, is for that 20% who genuinely need the custom integrations, the AI, and the granular control. Both platforms, of course, are excellent at what they do, but the question is, what problem are you actually trying to solve? And of course, automate. I would love to hear about what you are looking to automate. And of course, if you ever want help with mapping your automations before choosing a tool, I have a really great workbook linked in the description below for free. So that's it for today's video, and I will see you in the next one.